Hello, can you hear me?
A lot of people say it's born out of garage and grime. You can definitely feel them influences.
I think it's a progression of different things, different influences from like the sort of the UK underground scene, whether it be garage, reggae, techno, drum and bass. All these things have been put into like a big melting pot of just like electronic mayhem, really.
Hearing it out live was the moment I thought that it was definitely something that was going to stick around and have a big impact on sort of underground music in the UK.
I think dubstep, what sets dubstep apart is that vibe. You know, it's that kind of community getting together, having a good time.
Dubstep has become a recent phenomenon that has exploded out of the UK underground scene. With so many different types of music being incorporated, it appears that the dubstep scene is the perfect blend of rave culture combined with modern day dance music. We are going to be taking a look at how such a scene has grown so rapidly to become arguably one of the biggest sounds in modern day dance music. As well as this, we are going to be exploring where the sound has come from and where it has ended up today, and we will be hearing from some of the people involved at the forefront of the scene.
I think I probably first heard it on Marianne Hobbs' radio show, sort of 2004 or something, like Distance or Vex, Pinch, that kind of stuff. I just thought it was wicked.
That was Planet Mu producer Ital Tech, who has been involved in broadening the boundaries of the scene by infusing dark electronica with the sparse atmospheric sounds that were present in almost all of the early dubstep tunes to come out of South London in the early 2000s.
Hearing it out live was the moment I thought that it was definitely something that was going to stick around and have a big impact on sort of underground music in the UK.
It seems that the live effect of dubstep has been the catalyst in allowing the sound to have such a great impact on all that are exposed to it. In comparison to other modern day dance music, the power of dubstep in a club setting is something that sets it apart to become a unique driving force in the underground scene. The overwhelming force of the sound was recognised instantly by London-based producer Dupone.
The thing that caught me was actually going out to a dubstep night that used to run in Bath in a club called Moles, Impact of the Drop, and I went and saw Loafer there, and that just got me instantly hooked. Since then it's just been dubstep for me.
In the early 2000s, dubstep was not at the worldwide level that it finds itself at today. Instead, only a few venues and radio stations were pushing the scene, and these were mostly located in and around the South London area. These early outlets of the sound are one of the fundamental reasons for such a tight-knit and personal community being established.
I'm Carlo Anderson and I'm 1/3 of Dark Sky.
I'm Tom Edwards and I'm a part of Dark Sky as well. Through nights like Forward and DMZ help create a sort of culture and a scene for this music, and then you got to thank people like Marianne Hobbs, who then just got a lot of people hooked, not just in like London and around England but around the world, and from then on it's just brought on a massive following.
DMZ was a record label and a club night that was started at the birth of the dubstep scene. This was founded by purist dubstep producers Mala, Loafer, Koki and their MC Sergeant Pokes. Even today, DMZ holds the reputation of being one of the biggest dubstep nights in London. This was a night that caught the attention of Dub Police MC Rod Aslan.
Kind of say DMZ was the first kind of events where I saw lots of different people play the music, and they played a lot of different sounds. You go down to some of the events they used to have in Corsica, like Elephant Castle, there'd be all kind of heads, all playing all different sounds. And I think that's the beauty of the music. A lot of people come from different backgrounds and bring something. Most of it's, I'd say 99.9999% is positive stuff.
One of the most talked about aspects of early dubstep is the way that it brought together producers from different backgrounds. This led to a diverse spectrum of sound being created within the scene. The influence of other types of music can be heard in almost every dubstep tune.
I mean, like the first time I remember hearing dubstep, I was sort of like really blown away because it had that heavy bass like from drum and bass, but then a slower tempo to it, and it's just like, I was really impressed. Like it was a natural progression from garage. I mean, garage a few years ago got a really bad name, and no promoters were starting to put on garage acts because of the amount of trouble it would cause.
I think a big part of it's the dub element. Although I didn't like and still not particularly keen on the very dubby dubstep, I think the style of writing and some of the production tools that dub artists use are extremely catchy. And you can hear elements of dub in almost all types of modern music. And I think it really has got good hooks in it and good rhythmic actions that almost, no matter what type of music you come from, because it's been based upon dub, or if not based upon, influenced by dub, everyone can kind of find their elements of it in dubstep that they kind of like.
I think it's a progression of different things, different influences from like the sort of the UK underground scene, whether it be garage, reggae, techno, drum and bass. All these things have been put into like a big melting pot of just like electronic mayhem, really. Again, it's because it's the mixing pot of like cultures coming really together. Like, you can come from anywhere and make dubstep, whereas things like drum and bass are very culturally sort of UK, London based, Bristol, maybe some places in America, whereas dubstep seems to be more worldwide, so therefore there's a lot more influences, a lot more different elements coming into the mix.
As the popularity of the sound grew, the scene pushed its boundaries, reaching out to other parts of the UK and the rest of the world. This had a massive effect on production, as now people from different backgrounds were adding their input and style into the scene.
I don't know, I mean, I guess because I don't live in London, I'm not really like part of that whole, the original guys who were pioneering the sound, because I'm far removed from that. I kind of come from more of a like electronica background.
Well, Brighton as well. Shouts to Brighton. I mean, that's where I met Rusko, that's where I met Caspar in Brighton. So Brighton definitely was a big player for me in that era. Shout out Brighton.
It is strange to think that such a niche music has influenced so many people so quickly. In turn, this has changed a number of producers' approach to writing music.
It's no real kind of specific angle. I'd say it's kind of intelligent party music. There isn't any. We don't really do any wobble tracks. We don't really go for the whole kind of garagey thing. There isn't any real sound. It's just kind of.
I think it's just a big dubstep influence.
Yeah.
And then our own take on that.
Well, before I was making dubstep, I was making drum and bass in like a shitty little falling down house in Bath, and wasn't really getting anywhere with it. And then I started making breakbeat, different ideas. I take things from that I've learnt in the past, but not musically. Musically, I've had to change quite a bit. Before, I was making quite sort of straight little synth lines, pads, and with this, because you get a lot of off patterns, off beats, it's a different musical style, but I use similar production techniques, so that it sort of go hand in hand, really.
However, it seems that production was not the only thing that was influenced by dubstep. DJs and MCs took a new approach to performing the sound.
Well, I'd say dubstep is one of those musics that links the music is first. The MCing aspect as such, like you'd have say a reggae kind of interpretation of a DJ toasting on a system, where the operator, the selector, might control the sound system and add some extra bits. I'd say music first. It's more of an accompaniment to the music rather than overpower the music.
It's also very fun to mix dubstep because you can do very tight, quick cuts. As drum and bass, you have to sort of mix over a bit of time, maybe do some double drops. But with dubstep, it seems to be more like the fun of it is just dropping something in quick and sort of shocking the audience as such.
It was